Today on the Premiership Perusal podcast, United strike back. Newcastle and City go toe-to-toe. Leeds blow out Chelsea. And Crystal Palace takes down Aston Villa in dramatic fashion. All that and more on the Premiership Perusal podcast.
Manchester City are still alive here. Balotelli, Aguero! Back, Fuchs, and the ball in behind Damian Vardy! It's 11! It's heaven for Jamie Vardy!
You are an ostrich. Well, your head must be in the sand. Is your head in the sand? Are you flexible enough to get your head in the sand?
Now the fans are shouting every week, Louis van Gaal's army! Louis van Gaal's army!
Feet after a fabulous start. The game just got away from you there.
I have nothing to say.
Nothing to say about the game at all.
Drama from day one! This is the league we want to watch!
Here we are.
Beautiful. Matchweek 3.
Matchweek 3.
MW3.
Done and dusted. In the books, the last match week. Probably for a while where we don't have like 9,000 games to talk about.
And that's how it goes.
So we're going to make it spicy. We're going to make it beautiful.
Make it count.
Fantastic.
Make it count.
Yeah.
Make it lovely. Well, I'll tell you what wasn't lovely this first game. It was pretty boring.
The first game was pretty rough. And we're talking about Tottenham versus Wolves.
The lineups. Lloris, Sanchez, Dyer, Davies, Højbjerg, Royale, Perisic, Betancourt, Heung-min Son, Harry Kane, Kulusevski. For Wolves, we have Saw, Collins, Johnny, Kilman, Ait-Nouri, Neto, Arsenal's Neto, that is, Neves, Nunes, Moutinho, Podence, and Guedes. I mean, arguably a 3-6-1 out of Wolves. How about that?
You know, I like that Wolves. They're just like, we're not wasting any time. We're getting these new guys in the lineup
throwing
right now.
them in.
And we have like 7 Portuguese guys in our lineup.
It's a good look. It's
Yeah.
a good feel. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wow.
I just eyeballed that. I was like, whew.
Quick maths.
Anyways, getting into the game.
Pretty balanced early.
Pretty balanced.
Tottenham passing was pretty noticeably subpar, I felt like.
I was surprised that it just seemed like Tottenham's energy level wasn't quite there.
Yeah.
Not sure, maybe early kickoff, a little slow mode.
Yeah, I don't know. It feels like Tottenham do this quite often, where they just come out and they're just not ready.
Yeah, that's true. Chance for Guedes after a nice run in the 11th minute has a shot. Go just wide.
I thought he looked good. I thought he was doing a bunch of stuff out there.
I mean, to be fair, for Wolves, like, it just has to be someone. You
Yeah.
know? It's kind of like Arsenal. Like last season, didn't really play with the striker. So when you bring in anyone, it's like, hey, we got a striker at least.
Yeah.
As
True.
opposed to Wolves with their like 4 guys who do the same thing.
Yep.
As the half went on, Wolves kind of took control of the game. Were more so dictating the tempo, controlling the possession. I thought overall looked the better side.
In the first half, for sure.
Yeah. Not too many chances, really, for Wolves.
Nunes probably had the best one on the dime from Neves,
Yeah.
but just wide.
Yep. Just before halftime, they had that chance in the 42nd minute. And then Tottenham also get a chance before halftime. Harry Kane has a header that's kept out. That was really Tottenham's one big action of the half.
I had a note that said Tottenham was very lucky to see all these things go side netting for Wolves.
Yeah.
Fans were booing at halftime. So don't let people act like this is a whole new Tottenham
That's true.
where they get 3 points and people act impressed by it. Their fans were unironically booing the team at half. So
I mean, to be fair, the Wolves were really playing quite well, minus just getting that final bit of quality to finish.
yeah, it's kind of a. I mean, normally this is kind of how Wolves are, but Leicester-esque kind of, whereas mainly came down to that final third, especially, and it's just brutal.
Yeah,
Brutal to
100%.
not manufacture anything.
100%. I thought overall Wolves' midfield looked much better than Tottenham's midfield.
Yeah. I mean, that's bound to happen when you have that many midfielders out there for Wolves anyways, but true, it was just higher quality.
Yeah. Going into the second half, Tottenham changed up the system a little bit, bringing... I forget who they... or they didn't bring in anyone, but maybe just changed up the tactics earlier on in the second half. And it looked much better already. Harry Kane had a header hit the post and bounce out in the 51st minute. Then Wolves come back, respond with some possession, a chance of their own through Aït-Nouri, but doesn't get enough on the near post shot.
No.
Then it turns back to Tottenham. Chance for Son, hits off the post, and then from that subsequent corner kick, they get the breakthrough goal. Perisic, beautiful flick on to Harry Kane.
Yeah.
Who gets past Nathan Collins.
Yeah, he was the one guy for Tottenham that kind of had it going the whole game, Perisic.
Yeah, I was impressed. He did look impressive for sure. After that, Wolves pressuring for the equalizer. Neves winning a free kick and hits it just outside of the post.
The post game. It was the game of posts.
And it wasn't giving. It was only taking.
Yes.
Tottenham looked a threat on the counter, but overall Wolves were possessing the ball but couldn't get the finish, the equalizer. It seemed like Wolves easily could have had a point out of this game.
Yeah, could have even taken all three.
Yeah, I agree.
But your guy, Adama Traore, couldn't come through.
Super sub, oil him up, get him slippery.
And get him out there.
Get him out there.
So it ends 1-0 for Tottenham. 3 points. Tottenham might be this year's Liverpool.
Yeah.
They just grind ways to win, and you're like, how'd they win? And then next year people will expect the same thing, and then it'll come around, and we'll be saying, no, I don't think that luck is going to shine your way.
I mean, last season they were the luckiest team.
Yeah.
So that seems to be continuing on this season. Very lucky to get all 3 points from this match.
Yeah.
By far,
I'd say so.
The worst team. Moving on to the second match of the week.
Is it Palace?
We go from 0 to absolute full throttle. Crystal Palace versus Aston Villa.
Yes.
Their lineups. Guaita, Ward, Mitchell, Gehi, Anderson, Eze, Schlupp, Doucouré, Ayew, Zaha, and Edouard.
Did you watch the Twitter video of Palace, like their players saying their names, like the pronunciation thing?
I didn't, but I heard the commentators mentioning it, and apparently it's Eze. Right?
Yeah, I mean
Something like that.
Yeah, I mean it was mainly funny because they just had like some guys on there. It was like Will Hughes in the videos. He's like Will Hughes, and like you're supposed to enunciate it. He's like, he looks at the camera. He's like Will Hughes, just nodding his head.
That's funny. For Villa, Martinez, Cash, Konsa, Mings, Digne, McGinn, Ramsey, Kamara, Buendia, Watkins, Leon Bailey.
How do you feel about that lineup?
You know, surprised not to see
No Ings.
Danny Ings. He seemed to be their best player so far, first 2 weeks.
Nah.
But
I'd say he's up there. I would say I really like Kamara so far.
Okay. For me, he's just kind of been there. I haven't really noticed him too much.
I feel like he's doing a good job winning the ball back and stuff, especially since they have no one in midfield. I showed you that heat map thing. Yeah. There's just no one in the middle field. It's all attack, all defense.
What was it, like a 5-5 or like a 4-6?
Literally, yeah. It's like nice Stevie
6-4,
G. Great tactics you got there, mate.
Midfield is lava formation.
Yeah, exactly.
I was a little surprised to see Edouard start again. Just a little side note for Palace.
Yeah, I know. Mateta had it, He gets in all right.
Yeah.
Open and fast game, early, evident by the fact that your guy, a.k.a. my guy, Ollie Watkins, on the score sheet, great flicked on headed pass, must be said, by Mr. Leon Bailey.
Great ball up from Tyrone Mings.
Yeah, this was a game of center back long balls.
Yeah.
Mings hit it. Anderson was popping them the whole game.
All right, you have two center backs who can really launch it.
And then right after that, Villa is still pressing to go for a second. And out of nowhere, Palace just break any semblance of a press. Wasn't really a press, but broke out on the counter. Long ball up, flicked on by... Who got the assist on that? Edward? I believe it was Edward.
Oh, shoot. Yes.
Yeah, flicked on by Edward all the way through to Zaha, running one-on-one with the keeping the defenders on his back. Slots it 1-1 inside 7 minutes.
Yeah, that was superb from Zaha. The composure on that to get the ball, to get the finish, perfect. And just before that, the Villa goal, that's kind of what we were talking about last week, is that this is where Watkins really excels at hitting on the break, getting that long ball up.
Yeah, or even just like fast build-up play. Like you can't just be, I don't know, manufacturing goals out of possession, swinging balls in. Like, sure you can, but that's not the best way to utilize Ollie Watkins. Yeah, I thought that Palace were just really started to ramp up the pressure and establish themselves more in this game as the half went on.
Yep.
Palace had a goal disallowed from a set piece, was amazingly, taken.
Yeah, it was really nice. It's just very marginally offside. We had a few of those this week that were just very narrow margins on the offside calls. But overall, great energy to start the game into the first half. IU has a chance, saved barely by Martinez.
That was a crazy save.
And then Buendia finds space in the box, but the shot is straight at Guaita, and that goes into halftime 1-1. Very, very much end-to-end. Not a whole lot of midfield action going on.
No, not a ton. It was mainly, it felt like both teams were trying to counter.
Yeah.
So it was the defensive aspects of the midfielder were trying to catch up, and they were typically behind. And the attacking aspects of midfield were pushing onward.
Yeah. Going on into the second half, 51st minute, Leon Bailey has an absolute peach of a curling effort, hit off the post. That was hard to see go out.
Samuel J. Rodriguez at the top of his lungs when he saw it.
The post is surely a cruel mistress this week.
Yeah, to say the least. But yeah, no, as the half goes on, the Digne handball has to be the main thing that stands out about the second half. Early on, it was just weird. His hand positioning, I don't know what was going on with it.
Yeah, right. I mean,
kind of unfortunate, but at the same time, hand shouldn't be there.
Yeah, it's tough when it's that close, but
yeah,
when it's in that certain position that it's making yourself larger and.
Anyways, handball, pen given, penalty saved by Emi Martinez, shot right back to Wilfried Zaha, who taps it in, and immediately is saying some shit to Emi Martinez because there's about to be potentially a fight. At least some words were exchanged, to say the least.
Yeah, it was really a superb save by Emi Martinez. Probably one of the best penalty saves I've seen, and unfortunate that the rebound went straight to Wilfried Zaha for the goal. Palace get their third goal of the game as Turk Mitchell plays a beautiful 1-2 with Zaha and then whips in a ball onto the head of Mateta.
That was a dime. Dimes up Mateta. Good run by Mateta, but that ball by Turk Mitchell was... Whew.
Yeah, that was really some nice build-up play from Crystal Palace, and they were just rocking. And it's got to be said, the fullback play out of Aston Villa this game was really weak.
Yeah.
Especially out of Digne, I would say.
Yeah, when Cash and Digne aren't doing much in terms of crossing, it's going to definitely lower their value, to say the least. Their impact on the game is going to be completely marginalized.
Yeah, they're definitely more so offensive players.
Yeah, they're going to be the greater majority of their importance and impact is going to be in the attacking presence, to say the least. So
yeah, I think that's why you need a midfielder who can kind of slot into almost a fullback position, just as cover for
a pivot.
For when,
what's that? We don't have that. We just have a bunch of guys in defense and attack.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, there was just like zero resistance whatsoever from Villa.
Yeah, not to mention Villa just is not utilizing the middle of the field enough. And then when they do, they get things that happen to them, like the Leon Bailey flicked on header to Watkins play. They need to go at least give the idea that they might go north and south in the middle of the field more to hold teams accountable. When you just don't even try and you're like, we're just going to have everyone wide or everyone's going to be back and forward, it's just going to pretty much build a square of emptiness.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I think it makes you a little bit more predictable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What do you think about Stevie G's chances to make it through the year?
Well, I think the hot seat just got hotter. I mean, getting through the year, let's see if he can even get it to match week 7 or so.
Yeah.
The rate that this is going, I can only see maybe like 2 more losses before he gets sacked.
Could see it. And Dean Smith comes back.
Dean Smith, the return.
Who would Villa hire realistically? Who's out there right now? Besides Big Sam.
It's a good question. That's one you'd have to like sit down and look at who's available off the top of your head.
Ole.
Ole. That'd be amazing.
Rafa.
I heard one name, but I can't remember who it was. Oh, Pochettino. Someone suggested that.
No.
It's like, that's not going to happen.
No.
No, he's probably going to wait for a bigger job to
They
come
probably just either steal someone from the championship or like plug and play a random foreign guy, and you're like, who's this guy?
Yeah, and then they finish
Nuno?
like 14th.
Nuno to Villa?
Nuno, yeah.
You're like, wait, what?
Moving on to the next match, Everton versus Forest.
So the lineups: Pickford, Tarkowski, Holgate, Cody, Patterson, Iwobi, Mikolenko, Tom Davies, Anthony Gordon, Damari Gray, and Solomon Rondon. There's so many just intriguing facets about Everton right now. Like, is Alex Iwobi their best player? Yes. Anthony Gordon, the 80 million pound man? Yes.
Yes.
Solomon Rondon, Sam calling a start for him? Yes.
Yep.
Unbelievable.
It was definitely that I called a start. We're going to gaslight our audience into believing that. I was hyped, though. I thought, oh, man, the cards are lining up perfectly. Solomon Rondon is getting his goal.
For Forest, Henderson, Cook, Worrall, McKenna, Mangala, Williams, O'Brien, Toffolo, Awanini, Lingard, Brennan Johnson. Shillings.
Every week I got to pop
Throw
up
it
the
up.
J-Link symbol, hand gesture, whatever you want to call it, trademark.
Let's see Nottingham Forest's bench real quick before you. They signed so many guys. Like, who is Julian Bianchi? Bianconi? Who's that guy? Alex Mighton? These aren't real guys.
No, they're not.
This is why they're trying to sign a whole new team. I don't blame them anymore.
Meanwhile, they got
Emmanuel Dennis,
Emmanuel Dennis, just
Remo
chilling.
Froila on the bench, Czech Kuyate, and Morgan Gibbs-White, the 45 million pound man.
I forgot that they signed Kuyate on a free.
Yeah.
I was like,
Well, they're getting Serge Aurier on a free.
they just signed so many players, you can't keep track of them.
No, you really can't. To the game, Mr. Davies had a shot go just wide.
Yeah, that was
Everton
kind
win
of
the ball back.
the surprise.
Yeah, Tom Davies.
What's he doing up there?
No one knows.
What's he even doing in the lineup?
No one knows. Only Super Frank knows.
Super Frankie.
Fat Frank. You know who's looking good this game? Besides Dean Henderson for Forest, obviously. and Everton's best player, Iwobi, when he came in, your guy Onana. We'll get to that, but
That guy
I just thought about when you mentioned that winning the ball back. That guy.
He's ultimately truly the agent of chaos.
Everton kind of were holding possession to start off, and this is kind of what we thought we'd get from Forest this year. Just not a ton of like conviction in terms of they're going to hold the ball. If they have the ball or any semblance of possession, it's just going to move fast when they have it, and they're not going to be holding that long. They're going to sit back.
Yeah, especially away too. We saw they kind of.
I don't know. Even against West Ham, they held some possession, but not
Some.
like a ton.
Yeah,
it was
not
more.
much.
They like to move real fast and quick. So
Yeah, Davies had another chance, 20th minute, back post, scuffs the shot.
yeah, unfortunate.
Unfortunate. And then
his chances.
He's
blowing it.
Forrest get a chance through Awanyi.
Awani.
People say Awanyi. They
Yeah.
don't say Awaniyu. Awaniyi.
I never pronounced the U in it. That's crazy where you got that. Who cares?
Awani.
Awani.
Yeah, Awani.
Yenny
I was studying hard on this one
I'm
after
sure.
my blunders on the last episode.
I believe it.
I let my people down. Tarkovsky channeling his Burnley days and gives it away the ball to Awanyi.
Yeah, well, he had some clearances this game, and that gets you high ratings when you sign for Everton.
Yeah, I suppose so. Forest got themselves back into the game kind of in the second half of the first half, but neither team really getting many chances in or creating much attack for that matter. So it goes into halftime 0-0. Second half, the moment that I had been waiting for, Solomon Rondon gets the ball at his feet, beautiful turn, and the shot goes just wide. Oh.
That's what you get for betting on Solomon Rondon. Sam's never been more disappointed.
If you could believe it, there was like an audible like, nah.
I believe it.
I was so hyped just to be vindicated of my wonderful prediction.
Yeah, and guess what? You had faith in Solomon Rondon.
I put my faith in the wrong guy.
Yeah.
But hey, he gave it a good effort. So, yeah, 59th minute, as you were talking about, Onana gets subbed on again. Agent of Chaos gets a yellow card as he goes full Superman dive
Yeah.
to tackle Awanyi.
That was great.
Absolutely hilarious. The fact that he did that, and it was like 2 minutes after he got subbed on.
He makes Everton a lot more watchable.
He dives for the tackle. Meanwhile, he gets the foot to the chin.
face, and he's like pulling the guy down by his leg.
Yeah.
It was brutal. I don't think he can start a game. I don't think he's allowed to. You get a yellow inside 15 minutes, and you have to pull him off at half.
I immediately was like, oh, maybe this guy just sucks.
No.
Jury might still be out on that one. Anthony Gordon, the 80 million pound man, curling effort saved by Hendo.
Dean Henderson was popping this game.
Yeah, he has looked pretty good so far for Forest. Nico Williams has a rocket go just wide. Maybe the hardest hit ball I have ever seen. But then Forest get their big break in the 81st minute. Brennan Johnson scores from the rebound off of the 8 shot.
That far post slot.
That was really nicely taken. And you're thinking at this point, 81st minute,
Yeah, did
good
they
chance
snatch
it's a
it?
winner.
Yeah, did they snatch it?
But Everton decide that they want to wake up and play the final 10
I don't
minutes
know.
of the match.
They had a crazy chance before the goal.
Yeah, mad scramble in the box. Henderson, we were talking about how good he was looking, but spilled the ball. But then Everton couldn't capitalize. There was kind of a couple chances that they had there. But then in the 88th minute, Damari Gray crushes the hopes of Forest as he gets in behind on the break. Finishes
What a ball.
nicely. The long ball up from Jordan Pickford.
Saucing it up, Mr.
Superb.
Pickford. Spreading it out.
And then,
That was some brutal defense, though. What the hell was the back line?
yeah, it was pretty rough. And then Everton nearly get a winner in the final embers of the match. Iwobi,
Alex Iwobi.
great chance, but goes just high. And then Worrell has a terrible header, trying to go back to
Yeah.
Henderson.
Nottingham Forest, pretty fortunate to get out alive.
Anthony Gordon can't get the chip off, and it finishes 1-0 or
Or
1-1. The points are shared.
Are Everton the biggest bad luck team in the Premier League this year?
I don't know. I feel like a point is fair in this match.
What about the Villa match last week?
That match, they deserve something,
Okay.
but I'm not sure more than a point.
Okay. So, but if they got a point at the Villa game, and then this game they're able to steal it, they could be at 4 points right now. Instead, they're at 1.
I mean, I suppose the fact that we're 3 weeks in, yes, they may be the most unlucky team so far.
Yeah, they're in the running for it.
Small sample size.
Yeah, no.
We'll keep you updated throughout the rest of the season.
The official, unofficial, luckiest team, unluckiest team.
We're going to have like one of those time lapses where it's like a graph and it's
Yeah, and
like,
the teams like move all the way across.
yeah. Meanwhile, it's just Everton like at the top. There's no one else
They were
comes
the
close.
most bad luck team from the start.
They are historically unlucky now. Yeah. Points shared. What are your thoughts on that? Decent result for Forest, I thought.
Yeah, I'd say they didn't look overly impressive. Second half, I thought they looked a little better. First half there wasn't much of anything to really write home about. But I don't know if they can just get results like this. I think that it's hard to see them going down, given how many guys they've signed, and
Yeah.
they clearly have enough quality, given the fact they've invested this much money in the team.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too. It's like, I think at this point, we may have to change our official stance on Forest. Like, surely
Yeah.
we can't say that they're going to go down after they bring in 19 guys.
You never know. You never
It
know.
just feels a little too unpopular. And we go with
Yeah.
what the popular opinion
What are you
is.
talking about? We always go against the grain. But
I
no,
just don't think
I
they
still
can go
think
down.
No. Yeah, and that's how I felt for a while. I just don't think that they can go down. They'll just be I don't think they'll be great. I think they'll just hang around like 15th, 14th. They'll be in the Southampton tier.
And I mean, they haven't been playing great. But like you said, it's going to take some time, especially all these guys you're bringing in.
Yeah.
We haven't even seen Dennis.
Do you have more faith in them or Villa, like finishing higher? If you had to bet right now, you had to bet your life, who's finishing higher, Villa or Forest?
Oh, man, that's tough. I think
'Cause-
I would say Villa just because they have more talented players. But
Yeah, but then you got to rely on Stevie G for who knows how long. I actually like Cooper, even though he's a sleepy,
He is very
ugly-looking
sleepy.
man.
Maybe the ugliest person
Yeah,
that has existed.
the ugliest sleepy man.
And we say that with a lot of love.
Yeah, because he's a solid manager, but
He's beautiful just the way he is.
I like him as a manager so far.
So
He
far.
seems
Yeah.
reasonable with what he has to work with. Kind of Graham Potter-esque. Funny, both are former Swansea managers. But,
Something in that Welsh water.
yeah, clearly.
Gets you playing some sensible football.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Next match?
Next match, Fulham versus Brentford.
This
one
hurt
was
my
spicy.
feelings so much. This hurt. What you think you felt about Rondon, like times 1,000 that Brentford didn't end up winning this game.
Okay, let's clear the record. I don't feel that strongly about Solomon Rondon.
You did for a bit. You did for a
I
bit.
did for
Enough
that
to let out
moment.
a gasp.
And that was for selfish purposes.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you about selfish purposes. Me telling the audience to bet on Brentford and Palace.
Well, you had money on the line. So
I did have money on the line.
That's why you're sad.
It's sad times.
Into the lineups: Bernlano, Tete, Tosin, Ream, Robinson, Reed, D. Cordova, Reed, Pereira.
T. Cordova Reed. They should just call him Bobby Reed. Like Bobby Reed's a normal.
That's what he
sounding name.
chose. I can't tell him what his name is. Pereira, Polina, Stansfield,
Yeah, Jay.
the pale Richarlison, is what I call him, and Mitrovic up top. For Brentford,
Jay Richarlison.
Raya, Hickey, Henry, me, Jansen, Norgard, Jensen, Da Silva, Wisa, Tony, and Mbumo. Let's get into this one. Find my notes.
Early goal. Bobby D. Cordova-Reed.
It was early. It was crap.
Raya could have done a bit better. He could not function when the ball hit the post and went over his head. He didn't know what to do.
Pale Richarlison nearly scored, but he absolutely stubbed it into the ground and
off the post,
had
bounced
that
out.
hopper.
Bobby Reed tap in 1-0 inside 1 minute, and I'm already very furious because I joked last week how Craven Cottage is the new. It ramps Fulham up. That's why they play so well there.
I was furious because I turned the game on at 2 minutes, and I was like, how was there already a goal? It's for 2 minutes
That's
in.
what you get. That's
2
what you get. You
minutes
can't
in.
be late to the kickoff, mate.
And then I'm like, oh, it must have been a pretty good goal. Like, pretty fast off the kickoff. Almost like a Shane Long-esque goal.
No,
it was awful.
Yeah, it was brutal.
It was a good thing I didn't see it.
Yeah.
Shielded my eyes from watching it one more time. Brentford have a chance in the 12th minute, but Bernlino makes a big intervention on Ivan Toney.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, it was all Fulham.
Yeah,
in the
especially first half. Yep.
14th minute, somehow Norgard has like an ankle-breaking tackle and doesn't even get a yellow
I figured
card.
we'd talk about this. I'd say no red just because I like Brentford more than Fulham.
I think it was a dark yellow. If someone gave him a red,
it's an orange.
I wouldn't have a problem with it. But
Yeah, that's fair.
I just couldn't believe it was nothing.
Yeah. Fulham, they score. Offside, but they scored.
It was
How
a
is this not a
warning.
warning? Yeah, for Brentford. Just went right over their head. And then 5 minutes later, they actually get one through Japonlinia.
Yeah, absolutely
Powerful
header.
Lining up his spot for the early signing of the summer.
He has been good for them so far.
2-0 Brentford inside 20, or Fulham inside 20. However, as the half went on, it kind of became more balanced. I wouldn't even say that Brentford started playing better. It just felt like Fulham took their foot off the gas.
Yeah, I agree.
And then Brentford snatched one right before half. Norgard, should he be on the field? Shouldn't he? I don't know, but I needed Brentford to win, so I need him out there, and he scores 2-1 right before half.
Yeah, it was really kind of out of nowhere. They just get the corner and make something out of it. They worked it well from the set piece. It was a nice finish from Norgard.
That's what Brentford do.
Yeah.
So 2-1 Fulham at half. Second half, Brentford come out. First 20 minutes, 30 minutes or so, they're really piling on.
Yeah, Ivan Toney in the 49th minute scores off a great turn and strike, but again, marginally offside. David Raya makes a nice save on Pereira's free kick.
Pereira played pretty well this game. This might be one of the best Pereira games I've ever seen. I mean, there's not many to pick from, but this is probably number one.
Yeah, I thought that was really a superb free kick. 71st minute, Brentford get the equalizer through Ivan Toney. Nice cross from Josh Da Silva, and then the dummy from Lewis Potter.
Mm-hmm. What did you think of him out there?
I like him. I think
he was doing stuff.
He's active.
Yeah.
And I like that.
Same.
They needed kind of that boost of energy.
Yes.
And I thought he brought that. 82nd minute, David Raya, huge save on the Mitrovic header. Thought that was a sure goal.
Yeah, cleared off the line, crashing into the side netting in the post.
Yeah, his hand was partially behind the line, and the ball was halfway over.
Yeah.
Crazy save.
87th minute, potential penalty. Mr. Anthony Robinson in the back of Toney. Nothing given.
Yeah, we talked about this, and you said you weren't feeling it.
I just wish he would have shot, at least, or given it a go. He clearly had a shot.
Yeah.
And I know we talk about the whole, if you're crashing from behind, it should be called and stuff, but I don't know. It's harder when it's a smaller guy and a bigger guy. They're going to give the smaller guy the advantage, but I just wish he would have had the natural instinct to shoot there, because I feel like I don't know. I felt like he had a good chance to score, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I would say that it should at least been reviewed. Could have called the
Right.
pen and then they, you go review it because he clearly shoves him.
Right.
It's just a matter of do you believe that Tony was going down easy?
Bit of both, I
Yeah.
think. And then in the 90th minute, late drama as Fulham get the winner. Who else other than Alexander Mitrovic?
Who has more shots on target this year than Bournemouth and just as many as Leicester?
I got to say, I'm really eating my words here because I said this was going to be easy win for Brentford and that Mitrovic wouldn't score that many goals. So far, I'm striking out.
You and me both. We can't read Fulham. I think Fulham will probably lose this week, but what do I know? I'm just some guy.
We underestimated the home buff.
Yeah, I
Fulham
told you.
gets at the
I joked
Cottage.
about it, but Craven Cottage apparently gets him going. Gets him fired up.
Yeah, because they looked so good in this game. Looked great in the game against Liverpool, but last week they didn't look that good against Wolves. They looked pretty awful.
Yeah.
So maybe it is the home field advantage.
Let's move on from this one. I'm sad.
Hank's sad. Next match.
This makes me happy. I hinted. I called the Leicester win, but I hinted I wouldn't be surprised if Southampton won.
Okay.
Leicester have some bad juju going right now.
I'm going to start saying that on all my predictions. Well, I think Fulham's going to win, but I wouldn't be surprised if Wolves won.
How dare you? How dare you?
No, I'm just kidding. I take it back. I didn't mean it. I know what you mean.
Read the lineups.
Danny Ward, Justin, Evans, Amarte, Castagna, Wesley Fofana left in the stands to watch the match. Harvey Barnes, Madison, Ayoze Perez.
Yeah, him and his girlfriend, I think, had like chaw in or something in the stands, it looked like.
Yeah, Fofana did. Yeah. Interesting.
Doesn't seem like a guy who would be some
Yep.
skull. Put some skull in some Copenhagen.
Needs his nicotine fix. Dewsbury Hall, Ndidi, and Jamie Vardy. For Southampton, Bazunu, Walker Peters, Gineppo, Salisu, Bella Kotchap, Joe Aribo, Ward-Prowse, Armstrong, the Adam variety, El Yunusi, Lavia, and Mara.
Rumored
top.
today that El Nuesi and Stu Armstrong are available to leave if they receive a offer. What are your thoughts on that? I like both those guys, and I feel like you could just keep them. I don't see the point to selling them. Whose playtime are they holding up?
Yeah,
You need some depth too. You just rotate those guys. They are what they are, and you rotate them.
I think they play enough minutes that it's worthwhile to keep them around.
Yeah. What are you gonna do? Sell them for like €3 million?
Yeah, I mean, if I was another team looking to make some additions,
Unless they're gonna fund, they won't. They literally need like a few mil to like fund a move or like the wages for the guy.
if I'm like Bournemouth and I'm like, all right, I'll take some Stu Armstrong.
Yeah.
That's some quality.
Yeah, I just don't get why Southampton would sell him though. That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. But
Yeah.
well, to the game.
To the game.
The first half.
First half was absolutely
Boring.
dire. Our eyes burned watching this match.
I guess it was all Leicester early, but that's not really saying much because they just kind of held possession.
Yeah, very similar to Wolves, where holding possession, but no chances whatsoever.
I have a note that at times Southampton doesn't look like a Premier League team.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I mean,
Their passing
their
and
passing.
ability to break out at times is absolutely like, it's like that Watford game last year against Brentford, like early on. It's like that, but
Yeah.
just like the whole half. It's pretty much just that Watford performance.
Yeah, it was super bad. Anytime they would actually win back the ball, they would just give it away right away. Like
Yeah.
one pass. And it's like, okay, wow.
Now we're in the
guess
same
we don't
spot.
have the
Yeah.
ball again.
Yeah.
Now we'll let Leicester pass around, which ultimately didn't really matter that much in the
But
first half.
they did score, except they were offside.
They did score. It was a nice finish from
Yeah.
Mara. And then 38th minute, James Maddison puts a shot on target from the free kick, forcing Bazunu into making a save. And Barnes wins the ball back high up the pitch, but his shot rolls wide. And that was kind of it.
Disappointing from Barnes. Vardy not able to really do much.
Yeah, they weren't giving him like any service.
Yeah.
So that was just kind of a waste. You have a world-class striker, but you never really get him the ball. So
They don't really have a guy to spread the love.
yeah, true that. Goes into halftime 0-0. Second half, much better half. Doesn't take long. 53rd minute.
Your man,
Jose Perez winning a free kick a few yards outside the box. James Maddison steps up. Oh, and he scores another beauty free kick.
Oh, and he scores.
Some people
that was
questioning
nice.
the goalkeeper.
I don't know how you can.
Us, not so much. It's just a great free kick.
Bottom corner wrapped around the wall.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. That's like yelling at a shortstop for like not getting a like really hard grounder up the middle and like a diving effort. Like, it's so hard to get low and cover territory like in a short amount of time.
Right.
Especially when like you're thinking it's going to be, you might have to jump or dive like more in the air. When it's on the ground, that's brutal.
Yeah, and that spot is supposed to be covered by the wall anyways. So Southampton, the better team so far, even after conceding, which was a bit surprising.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, Leicester, we got our goal, and now we're just going to, like, drop off.
That's what they did in the first game. I don't understand what they think they can shut up shop, but their defense is not good enough. It's not even like shut up shop like Man City where they like hold the ball and possess it in midfield and stuff. They're like, we're just literally going to try and park the bus. And it's like, that is a terrible decision. 68th minute, Southampton, draw level, long throw from Salisu into the box. 3 Southampton guys in the 6-yard box. 2 Leicester defenders in the 6-yard box. Believe it or not, Southampton score on this. Great turn by Shea Adams. James Justin not able to block it off the line. Mm-hmm. And it's 1-1.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. Hans has got his subs going right now.
He did. He brought the super sub Che Adams on, and he instant impact with the goal. And then 84th minute, who else? Che Adams with an absolute peach of a finish, the acrobatic finish. Nice ball in from James Ward-Prowse, but it's got to be said that finish was just top drawer.
All the way around. Great play. Win Southampton. I almost said JYP. JWP. JWP wins the ball back, plays it out wide. And Walker Peters lays it back off James Ward-Prowse. Dimes up Adams, who, side volley.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that. I had forgot. It started with that 1-2 with JWP to KWP.
Yeah.
That was some nice.
They sound like radio stations.
It does, yeah.
And then towards the end of the game, Shea Adams for the hat trick hits the post. Your guy Armstrong almost got an assist on that with like a weird like bouncing. He like tipped it to Adams, hits the post.
I was hoping for the substitute hat trick. That's
awesome. That is top class. But nonetheless, 2-1 Southampton. Hans getting the subs right. I think he's purposefully putting out the wrong lineup so then he can get the subs right. He's like, last year we blew too many games. This year, comebacks only. Strictly comebacks.
That's right. You can't blow the lead if you don't have the lead until the 84th minute.
Yes.
You know, that's just 4D chess from Hans. It's beautiful.
Almost as beautiful as his white polo.
And yeah, top button, by the way. And how about the strategy to leave your best striker on the bench?
It's genius.
About 2/3 of the game.
It's genius. What do you want from the lad? Leicester, I don't know what to tell you. Your tactics are, they're dog wank.
Speaking about substitutions, yeah, Brendan Rodgers is making subs, but it's just like, these suck.
He doesn't have much to do. I think Leicester's talent pool is there's been a drain on their talent pool. I don't think they have very many good players.
Yeah, they're just like, all right, throw on Daka, and then
And it's like,
A Iheanacho.
yeah, it's like we're going to park the bus and we're going to play counterattack, I guess. Hoof it up to him. It's like, no.
Yeah, really.
not.
What they should have done after scoring, they should have played like they played in the first half. Just pass it around,
Yeah.
control the game, kill
No,
it off.
can't do that.
No.
You can't do that, Sam.
Very
It's me, Brendan Rodgers,
strange.
here on the Premiership Perusal podcast.
It's pretty good.
No, that was more Shrek.
Give me some talk about character. The
Oh,
lad showed a lot of character.
Got some high character, quality players out here.
And now you're switching accents.
Scottish.
Oh, top of the morning to you. It's Brendan Rodgers over here. The lads really showed some great character.
Oh god. Brendan what would you rate his hot seat as? Is there a hot seat? I feel like there has to be, even though
I
I
feel
think
like
it's like a
warm.
6.5.
It's warm. Yeah, 6.5.
I mean, if you're Leicester, I mean, you can't go down or something, and you can't wait till the end of the year, and you have like you're in a dogfight for relegation. I mean, I just don't know. I think he'd have to do it sooner rather than later. But
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a tough situation when you got Fofana who wants to leave. Tielemans is...
then sell Wesley Fofana for 75 mil. Talk about having problems. Guess what 75 mil can do? Reinforce your squad. This isn't that hard. Sell Tielemans for 25 mil. You get a £100 million budget. So what if you don't use all that on players? At least it'll let you bring in another guy or two who wants to be there.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
True.
Easier said than done. I get that, but it's not fucking rocket science. Some of these guys want to go. Sell them. You get a good amount of money for them.
All right, put that one on a shirt.
It's not rocket science, Brendan Rodgers. After I just did an impression of you.
It's not rocket science. It's not rocket science.
We just need the Welsh shabby. That's
Joe Allen?
That's that was what he called Joe Allen, the Welsh shabby.
Yeah. To take over as manager, right?
He's playing for Stoke still, I think.
Yeah, well, he's going to retire and have his chickens and manage Leicester.
Wow.
Moving on to the last match of Saturday. The late game, Bournemouth versus Arsenal at the Vitality. Into the lineups for Bournemouth, Travers, Kelly, Mepvim, Senesi? Is that how you say it?
Senesi.
Senesi.
I made that up.
I don't know. I don't speak Argentinian. Lerma, Smith.
Lerma. I do speak Colombian, and that's Lerma.
Lerma. Look here, Lerma, listen. Tavernier, Pearson, Zamora, Moore, and Phil Billing up top. Interesting. For Arsenal, Ramsdale, White, Gabriel, Saliba, Zinchenko, Thomas Partey, Saka, Odegaard, Martinelli, Xhaka, and Jesus. Same lineup 3 weeks in a row. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah.
Arsenal get off to a fast start.
It's kind of a crap goal.
Yeah, it was a crap goal.
I knew that I should have just covered myself and said it'd be Odegaard or Saka who had their breakout game.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, I just went for my shot and called Saka. But one of them was bound. They had done nothing the first two games. They're too good of players to do nothing, get away with it.
Yeah, can't sleep on Odegaard. Just kind of comes from the corner, ball falls to Odegaard, takes a shot, scores.
Yeah, what are you going to do?
A little too easy, you'd say, from a Bournemouth perspective.
Yeah. You know.
You don't think so? Not so much.
You would expect them to cover that, but, you know, Bournemouth, they worked their way into the year.
I was expecting a performance like against Aston Villa, low block, good defending, hard to break down, but then it's like...
Couldn't you have just seen that against Man City, too, which they didn't do?
Well, that was away. It's different, and it's Man City.
Yeah, but, I mean, Arsenal's Man City light, bro. You got to play it the way you
at
played City.
Home. Different game. Look at Fulham. One
Fulham's
game
the
they're
only
absolute crap,
exception.
and
Everywhere
next to
else,
world
neutral. Every stadium's neutral for every team, obviously, except Craven Cottage.
it's the Michael Jackson statue has powers.
Arsenal spawned right away. It's Odegaard again, left-footed shot, center of the box.
Gabby Jesus with the assist.
Yes.
2-0 up.
The goal is confirmed following the VAR review. I genuinely don't remember there being a
I was
VAR
about
review.
to say, I don't remember. Where was the VAR review?
It's probably offsides in the build-up or something, I would guess. I don't remember.
There was some weird offsides, onside calls throughout this whole week for some reason.
There's one really close one.
There were a couple that legitimately looked offside that apparently
they throw the
were
lines
onside,
up.
and I think this was one of them.
They throw the lines up.
Yeah. They're like, all right, lines up 2 seconds. Oh, onside.
Yeah.
Don't look too hard.
Yeah.
Oh, I think this was the one where they went to VAR review, and it was like 140p resolution, toaster quality.
Yeah.
It's like, how can you even tell? It was like 2 pixels.
You gotta eyeball it. Which pixel's ahead of the other pixel?
Rest of the first half was pretty comfortable for Arsenal. They didn't look really threatening,
No.
but it was just controlling the possession.
Yep. That's why they call Man City light.
Goes into halftime 2-0. Second half, Bournemouth make some changes. They go with a different system.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see what their substitutes were. They brought on Cook and Jadon Anthony.
Yeah, I feel like their best player this game was probably Tavernier, but he wasn't really put in a position where he was going to be going forward that much. So tough to say Bournemouth really had anyone that stood out entirely. But
Yeah.
what did stand out was your guy, Mr. Saliba's goal.
Man, the fans were absolutely going crazy for him even before the goal. Saliba.
I was going to do the whole song, but okay.
Okay. All right. Sorry, I cut you off.
Might as well cut off the rest of the podcast, too. Might as well just call her a night.
This has been another episode of the Premiership Perusal podcast. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Only thing that really happened left in this game was the disallowed goal.
Yeah. Unlucky for Gabby Jesus.
What can you say? Can't be doing those things.
80% of Fantasy Premier League owners cried
Yeah.
at that very moment.
Is it even... I get he's still the value, but, like, is it even worth it at that point to have him if
Everyone
80% has him? Surely you have to zag and find someone. Surely you can
That's
have
where
Wilf.
you zag and go Mitrovic.
Wow.
That's the power play.
No one's able to do that.
Yeah. Now you zag and go Ivan Toney. I know me and you are Ivan Toney guys.
Yeah, we've always been Ivan
Callum
Toney guys.
Wilson.
Oh, Callum Wilson's like always in my team. You just have to wait till he's healthy.
He's already hurt.
Yeah, well, they signed Isak for 65 mil, so
Yeah.
we'll get to that. Great win for Arsenal. Dominant. Bournemouth, I get you're just going to be seeing it out these next few games as you play City, Arsenal, Liverpool. I can't judge anything Bournemouth really do.
That's true. Although, I will say, we were talking about Forrest changing our opinions on that. And I'm thinking, as much as I like Bournemouth, I think they're just a little out of their league.
We'll see.
But it's a long season.
Yeah.
It's a long season.
You got 2 seasons, really.
They still have quality. They got some big lads up top. Dom Solanke wasn't able to play this one. A little touch and go with the injury. So hopefully he's back shortly. But
I still have enough faith in Bournemouth, but we'll see.
yeah, let's keep the faith. Keep the faith for Scott Parker. Rubber hands.
Yeah. Thoughts and prayers. We make it sound like he's like dead.
We're building the energy, Arsenal style.
Speaking about building energy,
in
Leeds
all-
United have built some Americana energy of their own over there.
the American powerhouse. That
I
is
don't get
Leeds.
why no one thought of this before. America's always better than England at everything. And then
True.
when we play them in soccer, we're just going to be like, oh, you invented the game. We're going to beat you or we're going to draw you.
Yeah.
And guess what? Leeds are like, we need to tap into this right now.
See you in the World Cup.
To the lineups, Melier, Koch, Llorente, Struijk, Christensen, Aronson, Roca, Harrison, Adams, James. Your Premier League leading goal scorer. You're getting an official apologies, dude, by the
Yeah,
end of this
yeah,
podcast.
true.
Rodrigo. For
The
Chelsea,
ultimate zag.
Mendy, Silva, James, Koulibaly, Jorginho, Loftus-Cheek, Mount, Gallagher, Cucurella, Sterling, Kai Havertz. This game started off kind of pretty relatively open. I mean, compared to what Leeds normally do, it's nothing new for them. For Chelsea, it's not always this open, but
Sterling had the chance within the first minute.
He had a couple chances.
He had one right at the start. A curling effort goes just wide.
Mm-hmm.
And then 14th minute scores, but was offside in the build-up.
Yep.
After that, it's kind of like Leeds are like, yeah, we're going to start pressing really hard. Rodrigo had a shot go just wide after some nice pressing, but then Mount had a shot saved by Meslier. Kind of a soft shot, but needed a save nonetheless.
Still forced to save. Then the moment
as...
This is Chelsea of like the last 2.5 years. It's like one bad thing happens and the whole team collapses.
Chelsea couldn't handle the Leeds pressure. Aronson...
I don't know what Mendy was doing. That was
closes out on Mendy.
That was like a De Gea moment.
Goes for the Cruyff turn.
Yeah. You think you're going to sauce on America? Is that what you thought, Mr. Mendy? What has Senegal done that America hasn't?
Yeah, Mendy got a little dose of freedom.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Chelsea didn't know what hit him.
No. Who would?
Took 4 minutes later.
Chelsea thought they had the ultimate Americana and Todd Bowley. They're like, we got this fat Bruce Springsteen guy. He's American, right? And then Brendan Aronson's like, nah, I'm the man.
Nah, that guy's
Christian
just a
Pulisic,
clown.
He ain't got nothing on me.
Yeah.
The tap-in should be Aronson's second goal of the year, but the cowards at the FA rob America.
The dubious goals panel.
Unbelievable.
37th minute. Leeds win a free kick outside of the box. Jack Harrison whips in a beautiful ball to Rodrigo, who adds to his goal tally.
You talk about early season categories. I know we're 3 weeks in. Jack Harrison is up for player of the season right now. He's been the best player this year in the Premier League, I'll say it.
He's stepped up. He's like Rodrigo, or sorry, not Rodrigo. Rafinha, we don't need him. Calvin Phillips, don't need him. I'm Jack Harrison.
Yeah. I'm English, but I played
at
in
New York
America.
City FC.
I played in Yankee Stadium. House that Jack Harrison built.
That's where he really cut his teeth.
Yes. Yeah, that was a dime. Great flicked on header by Rodrigo. And where is this finishing coming from? The last couple of years, he hasn't even put himself in these spots.
It's kind of hilarious. Every time he scores, it seems like he's shocked that he scored.
Yeah, I mean, he was a big-time goal scorer in the Portuguese league and in La Liga.
Mm-hmm.
And now he came here. It's he's just another guy who can't translate. Now he's clicking. I don't get it. Is it because Bamford's hurt and he's like, I just have to be the striker?
Maybe he just needed the pressure to be taken off him a little bit. People were counting him out.
Maybe. I mean, yeah, with the high price tag on him.
It doesn't hurt when you got Jack Harrison.
Feeding you dimes.
Servicing you. Goes into halftime. 2-0. Chelsea really looking quite poor.
Yeah.
There's just no goal-scoring threat.
No. It's Chelsea gets to the end line and they swing it in, and it feels like a lot of times it falls to a guy and you just have almost no faith in the guy's going to score. Unless it's probably Mount or James, but a lot of times James is the one crossing it.
Yeah.
You know what a big issue in this game was with Chelsea? Whoever was feeding James on the 1-2 was always too slow, whether it's Havertz, whether it was Loftus-Cheek when he got moved to midfield. James was always in behind, but they're too late feeding him. So it's you wasted 3 minutes setting up this whole sequence, and then when it comes time to it, you mess up the pass.
Yeah. I thought
that pretty much summed up the game. Yeah, their midfield was poor.
The midfield was really rough without Conte. I don't like Gallagher playing so far back.
I'm okay with it. He was doing all right. I think that he just needs a little more freedom to go forward.
Yeah. I think it's just a misuse of him. Not that he can't play there, but it's not his optimal position.
No, exactly. That's the main thing is I think he can play there. It's just it's not the ideal role for to replace Conte / Kovacic role. And this is what I said in the last pod. It's it'll take time for him to get used to that. I would hate to see Chelsea loan him out or sell him. that would be such a brainless move. Yet here Chelsea are trying to buy Anthony Gordon for £70 million. So what would change that? Chelsea get a chance early on, second half. Cucurella on the volley, absolutely skied it.
Yeah, that was rough. Just that kind of game, I guess.
Oh, not on the volley. He walked it into the box and then just shot it, I'm pretty sure.
Either way, it ended up with the ball going very far over the net.
Yes.
Chelsea looked better, at least. They made some tweaks to the system.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, Loftus-Cheek moved.
Yeah, it went from wing back to central mid and
Yeah.
moved some guys around. Yeah, Tommy Tuck tried to take the piss. You don't do that against hot Leeds. It's hot Leeds.
Yeah, the wingback Loftus-Cheek is going to be a no for me, dog.
Yes. Leeds go down. And I tell you what, Dan James, cross, Rodrigo. Rodrigo with a headed pass, kind of weird thing that he had going on.
It doesn't matter. It worked.
Jack Harrison right there. Player of the year, Jack Harrison.
It's like Rodrigo and Harrison shaking hands,
It's what? How can you stop them?
Dynamic duo.
I think that this just shows that Southampton are the ultimate comeback kids, that they were able to turn it on Leeds last week, flip the script on them and come back. Unbelievable. Chelsea were nowhere near doing that in this game. I'll tell you that much.
How about this?
You know what's annoying before I say anything? Is how they were discounting Leeds. And they're like, oh, and Leeds, surely you'll see it through now. And it was the 89th minute or something like that. It's yeah, they're up 3-0 and Chelsea haven't done anything. What are you
They've been
talking
in control
about?
of the game since the 20th minute.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
Yeah. I was going to say Chelsea won the Champions League.
Yeah.
Leeds beat Chelsea, and Southampton came back against Leeds. So
yeah.
Leeds,
Southampton, they're Champions League winners.
coming.
Yeah,
So-
eventually. Koulibaly, red card. I mean,
Absolutely.
he didn't really have to do it because they're down 3-0.
It was so stupid, so pointless.
Yeah.
On the yellow already. There's no reason to do it.
Yeah. Might as well let him go.
Might as well let him go. He
So-
was just having some issues with Brennan Aronson.
So, could we talk about this right now? How much they miss Tony Rudiger and how world-class Tony Rudiger is?
I don't know if I can co-sign that. I'm not a Rudiger fan, but
Yeah, I think you need to accept it because Chelsea's defense right now have conceded how many already? 6 goals? Or 5, something like that?
it's incalculable.
5. They've conceded 5. Last season, it took them 13 games to concede 5 goals.
Wow, how about that stat?
Yeah. And now here we are, Chelsea through 3 games conceded 5. Part of it's the midfield and the wingback situation, but
What
I don't
about
know.
the fact that 2 of those goals were fraudulent?
what about the fact that those goals happened and they're real? Yeah, no.
I don't forget.
What can you say? But still. I don't know. It feels like things go wrong for Chelsea and then it all is falling apart for them. But then they somehow recover and it makes no sense. But not in this one. 3-0 Leeds. Leeds going for... They're second place technically?
I think the third.
Shit, who's second? City?
City. Arsenal, City, Leeds, and then
Brighton's fifth. Who's fourth?
it might have been Brighton.
It doesn't really matter.
It matters. We need our match week 3 tables. Tottenham. And then
Brutal.
Brighton. Yeah.
Disgusting. To the next match. Speaking of Brighton, we have West Brom. And by West Brom, I mean West Ham.
West Brom.
Took you a whole second to realize. I realized before.
It's tough when you go from Brighton and then West Ham because you got the B
the
for
B
Brighton.
there.
You're
Yep.
like West Brom, Big Sam,
Yes.
save us,
Big Sam.
Big Sam,
Save us.
save us.
West Ham, Brighton. To the lineups. Wow, that picture of Graham Potter. That better be the YouTube picture, dude. That better be the YouTube picture. Fabianski,
that
Cresswell,
up.
Zuma, Schufall, Karaher, the debut from PSG, Fornals, Bowen, Benrahma, Sushek, Rice, and Antonio.
Hank
This might be the nail in the coffin for this lineup.
Hank very much like David Moyes can't pronounce Kerr.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Tilo Kerr.
Brighton's lineup: Bobby Sanchez, Adam Webster, Lewis Dunkill, Veltman, Solly March. I can pronounce Solly March. How's that for you? Alex
Will
McAllister,
Hughes.
Leandro Trossard, Pascal Gross, Moises Caicedo, Adam Lallana, Danny Welbeck.
This one started off pretty even through the first 15. Both teams had their spells of possession and, stretching the defense through Danny Welbeck for Brighton. It's kind of been their go-to.
He's just so good. I think you need to apologize to him. Oh, by the way, right now, just let's get out of the way. You have to apologize to Rodrigo.
I would like to make a formal apology on behalf of myself and the Premiership Perusal podcast.
Yep, because I was even doubting him too for a little while. But last year, towards then, I felt it. I felt the vibe.
Rodrigo, you are a world-class striker.
At the moment.
At the moment. Don't let us down.
At the moment.
Scenes when he doesn't score a goal for the rest of the season.
That would be hilarious. That would be so funny. Oh, gosh. No, but this one was kind of balanced early on. It just feels like West Ham can't get anything going in attack. It feels like it's really hard for them to get any kind of build-up play going, and any shot that they have is just is going wide at the moment.
Yeah, the build-up was not good. The only time they looked somewhat decent was on the counter.
Yeah.
Other than that, they didn't have much going.
Yeah, and I mean, this game played right into Brighton's hands.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Brighton right now are well established in possession. They're not being too conservative, but they are striking you with that counterattack every once in a while to spice it up, and you don't really expect it from Brighton.
Yeah. And then in the 19th minute, the drawer of pens, Danny Welbeck, makes a mess of Kerr on his debut, wins the penalty. That was just an awful tackle.
That was terrible, yeah. What the hell was that guy thinking? Alex McAllister slots it. I was thinking about last year. Remember, he had a penalty saved against Wolves, and then he got a second one later and scored it.
Yeah.
And you remember him just celebrating really hard in front of the Wolves fans.
He did look pretty relieved scoring the second one.
Yeah, and then this one, it kind of reminded me of that. I think he just has that face. He's always red, and he's yelling. It makes it seem like he's screaming from the top of his lungs, like he's amazing pen merchant or something.
He's got that little guy energy.
He really does. He's the new Scrappy Doo.
After the goal, Brighton look the better team throughout the first half, better in possession, more comfortable, getting into better areas. West Ham, I was really disappointed. The midfield was not clicking.
They were able to win a lot of aerial duels in this game, except when it was far enough back to where Dunk and Webster were going to be winning the headers. Yeah. But in midfield and defense, they were able to win headers. But yeah, no, they really didn't have much of a presence on this one. And I think it shows by the fact they're about to panic buy Paqueta from Lyon for 60 mil.
Yeah.
And they're apparently talking to a Belgian side, I think Bruges, for Vanaken or whatever.
Bruges.
Bruges.
Winning Bruges.
Brudges.
Bridges.
Halftime 1-0 for Brighton. Second half, very much more of the same. Brighton with a nice counter tackle. Oh my gosh, that pass. Pascal Gross with that pass. Absolutely filthy. Trossard on. Trossard scores. Sam called it.
Yes, I'm a genius. Everyone look away from the misses. Look at this one. Trossard scored after I predicted West Ham were going to win.
Yes.
1-0.
I think I said West Ham were going to draw last pod, and then for the betting, I told you to bet them to win. Just cover all bases. Unfortunately,
exactly.
The literal one possible outcome of the game is what happened, and I didn't mention that at all.
You know what I would say about this one? I think West Ham is going to win, but I wouldn't be surprised if Brighton won.
But that implies there's no draw.
That's true. There's no
And
draws
I
in
hinted at a
football.
draw. So, checkmate.
Checkmate.
Checkmate. Solly March had a chance.
Mm-hmm.
Bobby Sanchez save.
Yeah,
Couple
Souček had the double 83rd and 84th minute where he had two good headers,
Yeah.
but couldn't score.
Bobby Sanchez, too good.
Yeah.
Finishes 2-0. Brighton looked fantastic. They're kind of keeping it rolling from last year a bit. We wondered selling Basuma. You know, what would that be like? You're losing Sam's guy in Maupay. What's that going to do?
Addition by subtraction.
But massive win for Brighton. West Ham, only team in the month of August to not score a goal in the Premier League.
Yeah. Is it getting stale? I think it's getting stale.
I don't know. I think that they got to get Scamacca and
Yes.
Cornet in there as soon as possible.
Yes.
I think you can drop. I don't know. Hard to say drop Benrahma because he hasn't been that bad. Fornals hasn't really been able to do much when he plays.
Mm-mm.
So maybe you just go a little more attack, sacrifice your defense for attack. But Scamacca's got to start over Antonio at this point. I mean, it's a joke.
Yeah. I agree.
Mikel Antonio just doesn't really have the juice. He should be on like Bournemouth.
Yeah. I think Souček has been pretty poor, but they don't really have a replacement for him. So
Yeah, well, they might be getting Paqueta. Who knows?
we shall see.
We shall see. Moving on to the game of the week.
One of the
Potentially game of the year.
season. Yeah, that was
Keno of the highest order. We are talking about Newcastle. We were talking about Manchester City. To the lineup, Sammy.
for Newcastle: Pope, Trippier, Botman, Cher, Byrne, Joelinton, Willock, Bruno G, and Callum Wilson, ASM, and Miguel Almiron up top. For Manchester City: Ederson, Kyle Walker, John Stones, Ake, Cancelo, Gundogan, Rodri, Kevin De Bruyne,
Kevin De Bruyne.
Erling Haaland, Silva, and Phil Foden.
Yeah, I mean, Man City in control early. Going fast in transition. And Ilkay Gundogan's just too good. What can you say?
Just 6 minutes in, easy tap in,
Yeah.
very minimal effort.
Yeah.
And I was thinking at this point, oh man, I was disappointed. I thought
City's
this was going to
yeah.
be a good game, and now it looks like City's just going to walk it.
Eddie Howe's men. Never disbelief in Eddie Howe. He's made it this far. Who thought we were probably some of the biggest Eddie Howe guys? And then when Newcastle hired him, we're like, yeah, he'll keep him up, you know. No one really giving him a chance. We're like, he'll probably keep him up, and eventually they'll just get rid of him by the wayside.
Yeah.
What is this? What is going on in Newcastle, Sam?
Right. Even us, the believers, couldn't see this upside in the Eddie Howe.
Newcastle,
experiment.
extremely dangerous on the counter. De Bruyne and Foden had chances. And Foden's chance, I mean, he literally could have passed it to Haaland again for a tap. And I don't know what.
Yeah, the man hates Haaland.
Yeah. Almiron, big chance, but he skies it. Haaland winning a free kick. Pope denying Kevin De Bruyne on a free kick, keeping
Huge save.
Newcastle just one down. And Newcastle, they were able to get in that wide space and square the ball. They just couldn't get anyone on it.
Yeah, they were absolutely taking advantage of City's fullbacks pushing inside narrow, and it was like every time Newcastle would get the ball, hitting on the break out wide, and it was working every time.
Yes. Big save for Ederson on St. Maximin. Almiron finally breaks through, scores a goal. He's called off, but the review, the check, and he's on. So it goes to 1-1. Sven Botman, big time error, but he makes up for it at the last possible second. I think Sam's favorite moment of the first half was when Ederson came running out and Almiron couldn't pass or shoot because it's blocked by Cancelo, but was just nowhere near the ball.
Oh, that was so
the
great.
worst possible angle.
That was so great.
Newcastle launch out from the back. win a second ball up to ASM, who has a great pass and an amazing finish from Wilson. 2-1 Newcastle, just like that. The comeback's complete. Who can believe it?
It was crazy how easily they just sliced through City. It was like a hot knife through butter.
Yeah.
Zero
all
resistance.
The way from the back, hoof it up to the midway line, flicked on header, onto St. Maximin sprinting. He's too fast. He plays it straight over. You got the goal scoring Wilson. Boom.
Easy.
Just how you draw it up.
Yeah, Man City looked completely out of sorts. Their passing was some of the worst passing I've seen out of Man City maybe ever.
It was that first time that they came damn close to scoring on the counter. It just threw City for a loop. They're like, wow, this team is fast.
Yeah.
This team is fast and can catch us off guard. Because the idea of Pep's positional play is like, if you lose the ball or whatever, you don't have to tackle. You just foul and then you get back. Mm-hmm. Good luck just like trying to bring down St. Maximin. Good luck.
Yeah.
If you're just not naturally quick enough.
And it also assumes teams will try more so to go through the mid.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the purpose of having the fullbacks pinch in narrow to stop anything on the counter. But Newcastle, with the great width to really attack City. City just looked completely like, it didn't look like City at all. It looked like some like bottom half team that's maybe like a Southampton where they're just like, their passing is so bad.
What is your problem?
And I couldn't believe it. It seemed like every possession someone could score.
Mm-hmm.
It was wild.
Second half, Holland, big chance. Pope pushes it onto the post. And then right after that, St. Maximin draws the foul. Free kick for Trippier. And look, it's shit pens, worldies, and overpays. And when you spin the wheel, there's only one outcome on a free kick like that. An absolute worldie from Kieran Trippier to make it 3-1.
I knew this one was going in because I had Trippier on my bench in Fantasy Premier League.
There was nothing Ederson could have done about that.
No.
60th minute, City piling it on. They're swinging balls in. They're switching up the play. And then before you know it, the ball falls middle of the box. Who is it? Smashing it like a box of lemons. Erling Haaland. What are you going to do? That's why they got him out there. City keep piling on the pressure. Haaland getting in behind. Pope comes up with a massive save on Haaland. And then right after that, Kevin De Bruyne. Perfect little through ball between, I think, Botman's legs to Bernardo Silva. Scores.
Yeah, they get the equalizer. Newcastle didn't know what hit them.
That's
1
what
minute,
City
you're up
can do.
3-1. Next thing you know, it's 3-3.
That's what City can do.
I think it was a bit naive on Newcastle's perspective.
To keep playing the way they did?
To keep playing the way they did. They were way too open. 3-1. I wouldn't say set up shop, but you can't be as exposed defensively because Man City will punish you.
Yeah. I don't know. Easier said than done. When the vibes are going and it's clicking, you know.
Yeah, I suppose.
But
it's just really hard to beat City.
Then we have Trippier shown the red, VAR reviews, downgrade to yellow. What did you think about that? It was pretty high and he was never going to get the ball.
It was high, but to me there was like no threat of any, potentially injury or anything. It was just like his foot was high. The studs weren't up or anything, and it was just kind of like a glancing blow, pretty soft contact, I thought.
Yeah.
A lot of people were saying they thought it should have been a red card just for the fact of how high it was.
Yeah.
I disagree, personally.
It's an orange. What are you going to do?
I think it's a yellow for me.
Okay.
But, to each their own.
Holland, chance on a pinging ball, but puts it high. Sven Botman, chance on the volley from the Dan Burn-headed pass, but skies it. Man City with some half chances at the end, but to no avail. Finishes 3-3. Fantastic game.
Crazy. Loved it.
Shows you the Newcastle right in the thick of things in terms of quality of play.
Mm-hmm.
And City, it's not going to be easy. You're going to get a lot of teams' best.
Yeah.
You're going to get a lot of teams' best. But that was an impressive performance by City still, even though they did play very poorly for a while.
Yeah, to be able to come back at St. James's Park
In a span of 5 minutes.
in a span of 5 minutes, that takes a lot of character to do that. So, impressive all around. The points are shared.
Can we talk about character real quick?
Let's talk about character. Last match.
High quality character from Eric Ten Hag's men.
Manchester United versus Liverpool. Some Monday Night Football. Jurgen Klopp felt the loss coming. He said he'd rather face United after they won 5-0.
To the lineups: De Gea, Martinez, Malacia, Varane, Dalot, Fernandes, Eriksen, Sancho, Alanga, McTom, Marcus Rashford.
Marcus Rashford leading the line.
For Liverpool, Alisson, Gomez, Van Dijk, Robertson, Alexander-Arnold, Milner, Henderson, Elliott, Firmino, Salah, Diaz. That midfield.
Oh.
You thought you could get away with that midfield against United. And you know what? I might squint at and said maybe.
Maybe. You could give it a go.
Liverpool caught out often this game, and they really could not match the energy from the kickoff.
Yeah, I think it just took like one good moment from United at the start of the match where they showed some good energy, some commitment, and the fans got behind them.
Yep.
And from then on, it was like Liverpool are on the back foot. The passes aren't coming off.
Yeah.
And United just look, they don't look great.
Yes.
But what they do have is some confidence, and that's been severely lacking.
McTom threw to Bruno, who has an amazing pass over to Anthony Alonga off the post.
The post, man, evil this week. Was there any goals that went post in?
No.
I don't think so.
No. Bad juju off the post. Well worked for a Man U to break on that.
Yeah.
But I don't know, their passing just looked actually pretty good this game, and Liverpool just flat-footed. This is what we said about Liverpool last year, though. Their defense is not that good.
Yeah.
These people that act like it's so good, it's so reliant on Alisson. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, their best form of defense is offense.
Yeah.
By keeping teams in their own box.
Yeah.
And, you see Trent Alexander-Arnold's defending.
Oh,
like,
my.
Oh, man.
I can't believe he didn't get memed on more. People were memeing on Van Dijk on the goal. So Sancho opens up the scoring, gets the ball from Malacia, dribbles, creates some space, gets the shot off. I can't believe people were like laughing about Milner going for a slide tackle, actually defending, and then Van Dijk standing there just to try to block it, I guess. But like if you watch Alexander-Arnold the whole play, he's unironically walking in the box.
Yeah.
He literally loses his man and walks. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, gets torched by Sancho.
And then just walk. I couldn't believe it. And no one will make fun of that guy. What a loser. What a loser.
Yeah, it was just so weird. Like Liverpool's back line just sagged off of the United attack, and there was like a good 5 yards of space for Sancho just in the middle of the box.
Mm-hmm.
It's like,
yeah.
What?
That's what happens when you're walking to mark your guy.
But great play between Eriksen and Malacia in the build-up.
Absolutely. Malacia, fantastic game.
Yeah, really. I'll eat my words on that one. He's been good.
I think that I was more open to him to being okay, but that's only because what they had at fullback before was just so ass. It's like anything has to be an upgrade. And it was like 15 mil, but
I was really impressed. I thought it was a mature performance in a big match out of a young player coming into the league.
How about your guy, Lisandro Martinez seemed to be...
He played really good too.
Yeah.
But I was thinking about that. I was like, oh man, when you think about it, this is like the perfect match for Martinez. Liverpool doesn't have too much height.
Yeah.
Other than like offset pieces where they can bring up their center backs.
Yeah, but like the striker he's going against is not going to be like a big dude.
Right, like a Salah or
Bobby Firmino.
Louis Diaz is.
Louis D.
He's a bit taller, but he's not going to be around.
Yeah, he's
Martinez
not a bruiser.
much.
Anyways, So Liverpool's passing was so bad in this. Also, the other main highlight would have to be Bruno's clearance onto his own net.
That was amazing.
What was going through that man's mind? He literally would have just like ripped an own goal right in the middle of the net.
Oh, I was so sad it didn't happen. That would have been highlight reel for years. Just absolute rocket one into your own net from 2 yards out.
So it goes in the half, 1-0. Man U clearly the better side. Second half, early on, United counterattack for a goal. Anthony Martial, the super sub, came out here, looked fantastic. Playing Rashford through. It was very close to being off, but it was not. Great pass, great finish.
Yeah, that was another one where I thought it was offside, but I guess it turned out not to be. It looked offside. They drew the lines.
Yes.
Somewhere.
Liverpool begin their crossing with no plan. They're just sending it in the box to anyone and everyone. Very reminiscent of the Palace game.
Dude, that was my huge issue with Liverpool. They weren't making simple passes. Everyone was super far spaced out, and they'd be like, all right, I could do like a nice 10-yard pass to my teammate who's in good space. Oh, wait, none of my teammates are getting into good space. They're just
clumping.
There'd be two guys standing next to each other,
Yep.
and then everyone else is 20 yards away.
Yeah.
It's so obvious, one guy needs to go into that space. It's just begging for it.
Yeah.
And get the simple pass. But instead, it's all right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to swing a 40-yard curling ball into the box to no one.
Yep. Finally, a chance for Liverpool as David Gea tips it wide around the 80th minute mark. And then Liverpool do grab one off a rebound as United cannot clear the ball. Bruno was on a yellow and time wasting. Should he have been shown a second yellow?
It's entirely possible.
I know. Only because that was the most brutal version of time wasting I've ever seen in my life. He was just holding the ball. You don't want to change the game drastically by giving that away towards the end, but
You got to draw a line somewhere.
he's holding the ball underneath the shirt. He won't give it up. I think it could have been a red. Finishes 2-1. Liverpool still stuck in preseason mode, clearly. Or they were the most fraudulent team last year.
They are missing a bunch of players already, 3 weeks in. The players that did play look dreadful. The tactics
Mo Salah right now
have been dreadful. I think the morale in general is just kind of down in the dumps. And yeah, I mean, it's just going back to what we were talking about. If you're not going to add depth, you're going to end up in these situations where you're playing James Milner in big games.
And they sit there and they excuse injuries as the problem.
Yeah.
And it's or you could just re-sign guys to contracts like Genie Wijnaldum and stuff. I don't know. It's not that hard.
Re-sign guys, buy guys in the transfer window. But instead you're we can't buy anyone because we're waiting for 3 years from now when we can buy Jude Bellingham.
Yeah.
And that's what we're going to do. And in the meantime, we're going to have all our players get injured because we have a bunch of injury-prone players.
And we have a highly demanding play style and system in place.
Yeah.
It's very high IQ by Liverpool. That's all I'll say.
It's interesting.
Team of the week?
Yeah.
Dean Henderson, Tyreek Mitchell, Lewis Dunk, Ben White. Player of the Year, Jack Harrison, Bernardo Silva, Martin Odegaard, Ivan Perisic, St. Maximin, Shea Adams, and Wilf. It's a very attacking lineup, but there are a lot of goals scored and not that much great defense played.
No.
To predictions, we're gonna have to rapid go through these because there's so many of them.
That's right. We got midweek games already. 20 on the slate.
Give a one-liner about each game. Southampton, Man U, what are you looking at?
Man, you need to build off of that performance.
I have a feeling they might not.
I have a feeling they might not too. It's a non-negotiable. you can't follow up beating Liverpool
And
by dropping points to Southampton.
I could see it at St. Mary's. I'm going to be looking at Man U's ability to counterattack, which they did so well against Liverpool. I don't think that ability is going to be there against Southampton. I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw, but I don't feel great about it.
I'm going to say 2-1 United.
Okay. I would be leaning United if I had to pick a team. But I'm going with a draw.
Okay.
Brentford, Everton, the Georgia Tech Community Field.
G-Tech. Sounds like some esports arena.
Yeah, it really does. I don't like that. Brentford, they haven't been playing bad this year. They've been gifted that result against Leicester and stuff, but I don't know. Everton, they've been fighting.
Yeah.
They've been trying to earn it. Are they going to earn a win here?
Man, I think it might be another draw in the books. Brentford, it kind of caught me off guard, that game against Fulham. That performance at times looked pretty rough, but they stayed in the game.
Yeah.
At least you can say that. Kind of like Everton. At times they look second best, but they stay in the game, and sometimes they look like they could get more points than they do.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking a 1-1 draw.
I'm going to go 2-1 Brentford. Brighton, Leeds.
Two hot teams.
Two hot teams.
Who comes out the winner?
Brighton ability to work around Leeds' press. That's what it's going to come down to. Simple as, can they break this press? I think last year Brighton beat the shit out of Leeds. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure they smacked them. This one is at the Amex.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna go with a 1-1 draw.
I think I'm gonna say 2-2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Chelsea, Leicester at Stamford Bridge. Leicester down in the dumps. Chelsea also somewhat down in the dumps. Chelsea need a response win. You know what I was thinking about too? Why would Tuchel be playing Loftus-Cheek at wingback when he has Ben Chilwell?
Loftus-Cheek was playing on the right.
Okay. Well, if that's the case, why was James? Well, I guess James was like center back.
Yeah.
You get enough with that. Enough with that, Tommy Tuck.
Yeah, I don't know. It's obviously Reece James is your best player. Why doesn't
get him
he
in
play?
midfield as a wingback? Get Chilwell in midfield as a wingback. I think Chelsea grinded out 2-1, but this feels like a game where Leicester would just pop out of nowhere and beat Chelsea.
Yeah, I think Chelsea will win this one 2-0.
Liverpool, Bournemouth at Anfield. Bournemouth, are you going to face Liverpool's wrath? Someone eventually will.
Yeah, probably.
I think that this will be a 2-0 Liverpool victory.
Yeah, I think it'll be 2-0. I don't think it'll be like a dominant win. Really.
It's a Luis Diaz goal and assist.
But I think it'll be fairly convincing.
Man City, Crystal Palace.
Crystal Palace did it to City at home
last year.
Can they do it again? They played pretty good. But part of me feels like if Crystal Palace play as open as they were in the game against Villa, they'll probably get punished for it.
Yeah.
I think the midfield was just a little too open.
Yeah, I could see it.
But if they play the way that they did against Liverpool, where they just kind of sit back and then have Zaha as the outlet, I think that's a great path for success against City.
Yeah, I'm not going to refute that point. I agree.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Man City 2-0.
I'll say 2-1.
That's what I was leaning towards, but Arsenal Fulham at the Emirates.
This one kind of scares me just because Mitrovic.
This one doesn't scare me. It's not Craven Cottage. What's there to be scared of?
That's true.
Arsenal too good right now. I think that their attack is going to be way too dominant for Fulham's defense. I'm going to go 3-0 Arsenal.
I'll say 2-0.
Moving on. Villa, West Ham. We could be in the dying days of Stevie G.
The Clareton Blue Derby.
Yes. What are you looking at in this one?
I want to see West Ham play well for a change. Villa, I don't know. You need to show something in midfield, right?
You'd think.
Maybe switch it up. I'd like to see Callum Chambers get a start over Konsa.
Yeah, I mean, he played well to end last year.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Villa's got to do something about the middle of the park. And West Ham have not been too impactful in midfield, to say the least, either.
That's true.
So
yeah,
whoever when I'm watching this game saying, wow, they're dominating the midfield, that's who's going to win. I think West Ham's going to make changes, including getting Skamaka out there and including getting Cornet out there.
Mm-hmm.
I think that energy boost will be enough for a 2-1 victory.
I think West Ham will win 1-0, and I think Stevie G, the seat, will get hotter.
Hot. Wolves, Newcastle.
Which Wolves is going to show up? Is it going to be the good Wolves or the crap
I really
Wolves?
want to bet on Newcastle this week to win, but I know that when I bet against Wolves, they'll actually start scoring.
Yeah, that just seems like how Wolves go.
Yeah.
They're kind of counterintuitive.
Yeah, you really don't expect it.
I mean, they got some new guys in, Nunez and Guedes.
Yeah.
So there's
and
potential
they look
for
fine.
goals.
Yeah. I'm going to say Newcastle squeaks it out, though, 1-0.
I'm going to say 2-1 Newcastle.
Nottingham Forest, Tottenham Hotspur, the City Ground.
Yeah, we'll see. Can Forest play well in front of their home crowd again? Maybe frustrate
This
Spurs.
is either 3-0 Tottenham or it's 1-1 draw.
Okay.
I just can't see. I don't know. It feels like Tottenham would just get lucky, or they're just not able to match play style. Because I think Nottingham are just not going to only hold possession against Tottenham and let Tottenham do their thing. And I don't trust Tottenham to build
Right.
out of possession.
Yeah, I think it'll be 0-0.
Would you bet that draw, Sam, at plus 370? You know, Nottingham to win this is plus 600, Sam.
I'd bet the draw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll have to put that one down. Midweek action.
Midweek action. First game, Crystal Palace versus Brentford. It's always tough to predict these games when
because you
there's
don't know
another
who's going to
game.
be. Yeah, you're going to be rotating. Sometimes they'll put their main lineups in the middle week game rather than the weekend game.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Crystal Palace. I like what they're doing right now.
Mm-hmm.
I like their vibe around the team. I think that their attack in midfield, I trust it a little more than Brentford right now.
Yeah. I think so. I'm going to say 2-1 Crystal Palace.
I'm going to go 2-0.
2-0. Fulham v. Brighton.
Craven Cottage. Brighton, this is your ultimate test.
It's got to be.
How hot are you? Can you beat Fulham?
Fulham, can you beat Fulham?
No, I meant Brighton. Can you beat Fulham? Whatever. It's late. It's late in the
Can
night.
anyone beat Fulham at the Cottage is the question. I think so.
Yeah, eventually. I don't even know what to say about these games. Brighton, I think that I'm not sure what to think about this one. I'm so thrown off.
I just think Brighton on the counter against Fulham's weakish back line.
Or even just holding possession to break them down.
Could be.
I'm going to go with I'll go with a draw on that 1-1-1.
Okay. I'm going to say 1-0 Brighton.
Chelsea, Southampton, St. Mary's. Last time they played this match at St. Mary's, it finished 7-1 or something like that. 7-0, 6-0.
Not great. Not ideal.
Not ideal, to say the least. I mean, depending on who rotates in for Chelsea and stuff, might not be great. Southampton's depth isn't that bad for being a lower tier side. I'm going to go with a 1-0 Chelsea victory.
I'm going to say 2-0 Chelsea.
Leeds, Everton, Elland Road.
I think Leeds have been playing pretty well. I think they can get past Everton. But like we said, Everton, they've been in the games at least.
Mm-hmm.
So you never know. They could pull out a draw. I think I would say...
I'm going to go Leeds 3-2.
I was going to say 2-1 Leeds. Next match, Bournemouth versus Wolves. Is this a match that potentially Bournemouth could get a point out of?
I thought about this long and hard because Bournemouth are plus 260 to win outright.
Okay.
I don't know. Wolves are only like plus 110. I don't know why Wolves would be so heavily favored in this one at Vitality. I don't know. I think that people want to see it out of Bournemouth, even though they got the win opening match day. But I feel like this might be the game where Wolves actually do get some goals, kind of get it rolling here. I'm going to go with a 2-0 victory.
2-0. I'm going to say 3-0 for Wolves. Arsenal versus Aston Villa at the Emirates. I mean, on paper, this one seems like a pretty comfortable match for Arsenal.
I was watching the All or Nothing, and I remember when Arsenal beat Villa last year, and people were like seething that Arsenal was like celebrating the victory.
I thought that was against Wolves, but
no, because it was at like Villa, because Arsenal like got a goal, and then they like
the game
kinda
that
parked the
Bernardino
bus.
played.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And people are like upset. They're like, "Oh, look at this team." And I was like, "Yeah, the team trying to qualify for the Champions League, they got a big win."
Right. It's like people can't look past. They only see it through this like narrow viewpoint. It's like there's nothing bigger than just this game. When in reality, it's like for Arsenal, every game is important on the push for top 4.
Anyways, I think Arsenal will win this one. Arsenal win this one handily. We'll go 4-1.
I'm going to say 3-0.
Man City, Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest plus 2,800 to win this game. Right?
All
you
right,
put $1
I'm
down,
in.
you win $2,800. Sam, are you doing it? Throw a buckarooski on it.
2,800. Wouldn't it be?
No, plus 2,800.
Wouldn't it be you win 280 if you put $1 down? Because isn't it?
Well,
if you put 10, then you get 20.
Yeah, no.
So
I meant you put
$280.
put $10 down.
How many dollars am I putting down?
You're putting down $10 and you're winning.
I don't think I feel $10 confident in Forest.
Oh, I do.
Stephen Cooper, you've never failed me. Next on Gambling Addicts Anonymous. Lost all my money betting on Forest.
At City.
At City. How could they lose?
Dude, it's good value. Yeah, this is gonna be a blowout. I'm gonna go
4 rip.
3 rip.
Okay.
West Ham, Tottenham. If West Ham get the first game going, maybe they get the ball rolling here.
Maybe.
But I'm gonna go Tottenham 2-1.
I'm gonna say 1-0 Spurs.
Liverpool, Newcastle.
At Anfield. Another big game for Liverpool.
Yeah,
Tough
this
schedule.
isn't gonna be easy. Well, nothing's ever easy. I mean, they gave them Craven Cottage Fulham week 1, for God's sakes.
Always tough to play against a newly promoted team at home.
Klopp shouldn't have came out and said the pitch was dry. He should have been like, look, this team is like, they're possessed playing at this stadium.
Yeah, just
they
take
have the
L.
energy.
Put some respect
They
on
have
them.
the energy. I hate all you for...
They got the cottage, the freaking little cottage in the corner. It's not just a cottage. It's the Craven
I have to be
cottage.
brave and say,
The pitch was dry.
this is the best stadium of all time.
He just starts tearing up. He's like, it's beautiful.
Oh my gosh. I'm going to go with a draw, 1-1 draw.
I
Or
think,
drop points for Liverpool.
I think it's going to be 2-2. It's going to
Okay.
be a spicy game like
I think it's going to get heated.
City, Newcastle.
I think it's going to get heated. Newcastle are sneaky testy.
Well,
And Liverpool, they're like Spurgs. They're like real life Thomas Tuchel's out on the field. They like freak out. But I mean, that emulates from Klopp. The Germans can't handle losing very well.
Yeah, I was about to say, if Liverpool keep dropping points, Klopp is going to delve into insanity.
Yeah.
So, might not take long.
Last game of the week. How does Man U play the last game of last week, the first game of this next match week, and then the last game of the next one?
I don't know.
Unbelievable.
TV, I guess.
Leicester City, Man U, at the King Power.
I don't know. Leicester just doesn't do it for me so far this year.
Really? That's saying a lot.
That's my hot take.
I think this could be the game where they get it going, especially if there is some pressure on Brendan Rodgers to, some people giving him shit. I'm going to say Leicester 2-1. That's my hot take.
I'm going to say 1-1.
Okay. That's pretty good.
And my one prediction for this week, I won't give 3 because that's just...
Give 2-1 for each match day.
All right. Let's scroll back up. First match day score, we're going to get a goal from... I picked Brighton last week, so I'll go with Everton. I picked Everton as well. I'll say Southampton are going to get a goal through James Ward-Prowse.
Wow.
Against United, set piece.
Good.
Second match week. Let's see. I think Dwight McNeil will get a goal against Leeds.
Oh, that's asking a lot. That should be like if you call.
I can't just be giving easy predictions.
Why do
if
you
you're
always
betting
pick,
on?
Why do you pick Everton half the time?
All right,
the Everton whisperer.
All right, I'll change it.
Give me one about West Ham Tottenham.
West Ham Tottenham. What did I say? That was going to be 1-0 Spurs.
Yeah. Who scores it?
Richarlison off the bench.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, that's reasonable. I like that.
A little spicy. How about Pale Richarlison scoring for Fulham? Stansfield, Jag.
Until next time, adios.
This has been another episode of the Premiership Perusal Podcast. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to like, subscribe, rate us on Spotify. 5 stars, 4 stars, 1 star, whatever. We don't care. We love you. We'll see you again next week. Bye-bye.